Seems like all those Justin Bieber rumors were true. Hello, my friend. Perez here, the queen of all media, the original influencer, and I'm sure many of you have heard that Bieber had been struggling financially. And now that's been confirmed, and then some. An explosive new report by TMZ alleges that Bieber owes his former manager, Scooter Braun, millions of dollars, and that the money drama is the cause for the rift between the two of them. Scooter discovered Justin and helped make him a star, and now he wants nothing to do with him. To understand everything, we have to rewind back to 2022. Bieber was having some health issues, was diagnosed with Ramsay-Hunt syndrome, and ended up canceling his world tour. According to a different account of things from The Hollywood Reporter, Bieber had accepted a $40 million advance from the tour promoter AEG. So that meant he had to pay a lot of that back. I don't know what he did with the cash, but he didn't have enough to repay, so he ended up taking out a loan from Scooter for over $20 million. Remember, this was back in 2022. Since then, he's stopped repaying the loan that he owes to Scooter Braun, Taylor Swift's nemesis. Last October, the reports intensified. Page 6 alleged that Bieber's spending was out of control, dropping money on private jets, houses, donations to his pastor and church. He hasn't gone on tour in a long time or even released new music since 2021. He no longer is a part of the Drew House fashion company, another source of tension between him and Scooter Braun, who's involved in Drew House. And though he has launched a new apparel company, Skylark, they're not selling anything yet. So he's been living above his means for a while now. And that could explain the lack of repayment to Scooter Braun. The Hollywood Reporter echoed the sentiment from Page 6, claiming that Bieber was overstretched because of his real estate portfolio, expensive vacations, and the tour debt. And the tour debt was just the tip of the iceberg when it came to the money drama between the two of them. Bieber believes that Braun stole money from him. However, according to TMZ, that belief is wrong. TMZ is now reporting that 3 years ago, he was broke. He took out the loan from Scooter from his company, Hybe, and he agreed to pay the debt back, signing a note promising to repay over 10 years. However, in these 3 years since, he's only made one payment. He doesn't have the money. Scooter insiders claim that Bieber's team called to inform that he couldn't pay at the moment. However, they were alleging a different reason, a very convenient reason. Bieber's business manager began digging around and found out that Scooter was overpaid in commissions by $26 million. No wonder he didn't want to repay him. He already took way more than what's owed to him, according to Team Bieber. However, his company, Hybe, did an audit to determine if he was paid anything extra. But they found out that Braun was actually underpaid in commissions and that Justin owed him $1 million. $1 million separate from the loan. But Team Bieber was full of disbelief. They were not satisfied, and they were under the impression that his company and the audit was corrupt just to protect themselves. So they decided to launch their own audit with an independent company, PricewaterhouseCoopers, or PwC. You know, the same people that do the Oscars. They conducted a 6-month audit, which just finished last month. And they came to the conclusion that Hybe, his company, was right. However, this independent company, PricewaterhouseCoopers, they say that Hybe got the number wrong and that Bieber actually owes Scooter over $8 million. $8.8 million to be exact, almost $9 million. Justin's sources noted that his team did not fight back against the PricewaterhouseCoopers audit, but conducted its own investigation. How many more investigations are you going to conduct hoping to find a different result? What was found from this other investigation is currently unknown. And what we do know is he owes him a lot of money, has not been paying him a lot of money, and that exposes him to serious legal problems. If Scooter wanted to, he could take Bieber to court, and he'd have to pay back, and probably with interest. He should probably start unloading some of his properties, right? Bieber so far has not responded to this new report, but they previously told The Hollywood Reporter, quote, "Any source that is trying to sell you a story about alleged financial distress either doesn't understand the entertainment industry or more likely is trying to paint an unflattering portrait of Justin, which bears no semblance to reality." Meanwhile, while not addressing the financial sitch, Bieber did take to social media to say a lot today. He talked about fishing. Yeah. He talked about God. He claimed that he lived in Alaska between the ages of 17 and 19. I think he might be trolling. If he's telling the truth, this would be the first time he's ever talked about living in Alaska between the ages of 17 and 19 when he was already super famous. In another little video, he said, "I don't mean to get in between the stuff you got going on and the people around you. It's what we like to say, it's no buena." In another short video, he said, "Question you ask around, you say, you're worried about the what?" In another video, he said, "You've been hurt, you've been afraid, you've been shut down, but let me tell you a little something." The video then cut off before he seemingly continues with his train of thought in another video saying, "G-O-D, our boy Jesus, he's got a plan and he works all things together for Gucci." He's pulling a Britney. Gucci is what we mean when we mean good. Another video. "They want to be like a rat, stealing your cheese." Oh, maybe this is about Scooter. "They want to be like a rat, stealing your cheese, running the little wheel, going crazy, trying to take away every last bit of your sanity. Are you tired of telling them you must become like your older brother Marcus? You must become like your older sister Helga. You must become like so-and-so that you work until you retire. And you say, I live by two things, loyalty and conviction. Now let me tell you one thing about loyalty. I'm always there for the people that made me, not him, because that's just the kind of guy. Two things I need you to focus on. It'll change your whole life. Sacrifice and hard work. Are you willing to sacrifice the very bones in your body? I am. For the next man, that's just what I do. Is that what you would do? I don't think so. I live by two truths. That's honor and integrity. Now those two truths, they leave me with this. They leave me with purpose. They leave me with a desire to please. Now I want to please. I want to tease ya. I want to lima bean squeeze ya. But that ain't the dealio here. He's been a lot. Thoughts? Let's discuss in the comments section.